Just a quick reminder again. The questions that we have completed. This one, the ones on YouTube, here, 156. They are lengthy questions. So for me to go through one of these questions, it takes about 10 minutes. For you to attempt this question, it takes by yourself, it takes about 15 minutes. You need to know that in exam time or on Friday's test, how much time you need to solve a problem like that. So on Friday in the test, that may be a long question like such. You must be ready to make sure you have enough time, like 15 minutes to deal with one long question. So the option, so these questions are on YouTube, the long questions. And then this one's on YouTube as well, the optional that I just gave you. So what I will go through in class are the shorter and simpler ones. Okay? So these two last questions I'll go through quickly. So over here, the tank has a square base of sides 6 meters each. So the bottom is square, but the whole thing is rectangular. So it still makes it as a cuboid tank. It's still rectangular. So it's a square base. It says that the height of the tank. And yesterday I just shared with you that small tip of writing length, breadth, height with a little bit of a trick. So this is what you can adopt in your exams. Okay, it can help you to pick up missing information, sort out information well, and then when you are solving questions, you'll be able to process the question better. Right? So here, this I would say is easier because there's no hidden information. All the measurements are given. So the last part says capacity of the tank in cubic meters. That's even friendlier. So in my raised steps that I'm writing under units, which I star, it says cubic meters, which is helpful because it means I don't have to convert anything. So the length is 6 meters, the breadth, how long, how wide, 6 meters, and the height is 9 meters. So the capacity of the tank means it is full. So capacity of the tank means the volume of the tank, which we know length times breadth times height, which is not difficult. It's 6 times 6 times 9. That's about it. And then you got the answer. So 36 times 9 is the working you need to do. Okay, that just took me less than 5 minutes to talk about this. Was it difficult? Not really, right? The challenge will come if, say, it asks you to the capacity of the tank in liters and milliliters. That's where it becomes really challenging. So if it asks me in liters and milliliters, what would I have? If this one is not difficult because the units given is meter, meter, and meter. So I multiply meter times meter times meter. It will give me cubic meters as the answer, which is what the question is asking for. But what if the question says, what is the capacity of the tank in liters or milliliters? What do you need to do? Yes, Sharon. Yeah. Can you answer my question? If the question asks you, the question says, what's the capacity of tank in liters or milliliters? What do you need to do? Yes, you need to convert it. But is it easy to convert at the end? No, you will have to end up converting this to centimeter first, which fortunately in this case will be. So on Friday, please pay extreme attention on the units. Okay? Now, last one. So the last one here that I'm going to say, in this page 154, question 4. Okay, some of you already done. That's really good. So in this story says, there's this measurement. It is partially filled with water to a height of 2 centimeters. So I will write length, breadth, height with the tips that I've learned yesterday. This was the measurements that was mentioned yesterday. How long? 34 centimeter long. How wide? 22 centimeter long. 20 centimeter is the height. So I wrote here LTBTHT. What does this mean again? The tank, the length of the tank, the breadth of the tank, and the height of the tank. Then I write another one. There's L water, B water, H water. Was it difficult to write? Not an issue. This one, what's the length of the water? How long is the water? How long is the water in the tank? This is the how long I'm talking about. 34. So how long is the water? Still 34 centimeter. How wide is the water? Still 22. No problem with that. Same as the tank. But the height of the water? 2 centimeter. Now, the first part, okay, I sort out the information provided to me in the first sentence. The next sentence says, George poured some more water into the tank so that the tank became half filled. So I'm going to write a new one here. What do you suggest? As the acronym, the small letter here. What do you think I'll write as a small letter? Huh? Yeah, that's possible. I can write few. I can write F. That would mean I will actually write another one. So Christabel said F for how much to fill. So how much water did he add? Okay, so this will give the answer. Because the question asks for find the volume of water George poured into the tank. So she said put L for F, fill. So add in. But I will say one more here. I wrote a mini half here. What do you think this means? What do you think this means? I'm writing L half T, B half T, H half T. Very good. So this is mentioned here. Just pour some more water such that the tank becomes half filled. What would be the length of the tank when it's half full? Still 34? That's correct. What's the width of the tank when it's half full? Still 22, but what's the height? Very good. 20 divided by 2, 10 cm. So you start to realize that all the while, I didn't need to pay attention. I will make it larger later, but you listen first. All the while, I did not need to pay attention to the length and breadth at all. It's just the water level that I keep busy talking about. So I was able to find half the tank's height because of the whole tank's height. At first, the water is, a bit of water is inside, the height is this. So how much height was filled? So we agree, this one no need to care, it's still 34. This one also no need to care, it's still 22. So the how long, how wide the water didn't change. It's just the height. So how much did the height change? Huh? You were saying something. How much did the height change? So this is empty. Okay, empty tank. At the start of the story, there's some water. This is at the end of the story. It's 10 centimeters. So how much did George pour in? How many centimeters? 8. How do you get 8? How do you get 8? 10 minus 2. That's great. 10 minus 2 equals to 8 centimeters. So this is the most important part. I repeat one more time. I cannot tabulate the information here. This is the length, breadth, height when the tank is empty. This is the start of the story. The length of the water, breadth of the water, the height of the water, 2 centimeters. At the end of the story, it was still 34 centimeter long, 22 centimeter long. The height is now 10 centimeters. We got 10 by dividing the height of the tank by 2. That's 10. And like Skylar said, from there, I can figure out the amount of water that is poured in is 8 centimeters pour worth of water. So this is the answer. So the volume of water that George poured in will be 34 centimeters times 22 centimeters times 8. So the long story is, if I want to do this by a very long step, which is possible, I find this, then minus. Then you are going to do long multiplication. Then by then you'll probably cry because so many, too much. So if you really give yourself some time to understand the problem first, you'll realize that in the end, you only need this information for the answer. So you're only doing 1, 2 long division. Can you understand that? Okay, so with that said, what will be the units? Cubic centimeter. Okay, that's good. Is that okay? Okay, that's it. I'm done with going through the last remaining questions that's not on YouTube. I'll post this on YouTube after that if you feel like you need to look at this again. The main purpose of this is really to let you know you need to pay attention to the most importantly in questions like that. Like Brian said, all these volume questions is always either the water take in, take out, pour out. So all these experiences, looking at the tank, what's the most important thing you said? Do you need to pay attention to the length? Not really. Do you pay attention to the breadth? Not really. So you need to pay attention to the height, the water level. Can you understand that? Is it difficult? Okay, fine, right? Then you'll realize that when you go back and look at the questions at the back, okay, no matter it's a level 2 question, okay, or the level 2 more complicated question, you realize that there isn't going to be much difficulty, but first you see the fractions coming. It looks extremely scary if you have fraction. But if you look at it and think about the same way, if I were to do it, the same idea, very quickly, let's try you some tips. For example, this question that is on YouTube already. The story goes like there's this tank, and then he filled waters of water to the brim. Then he pour this water inside here. Already the tank becomes dirty. And ask for each water. So he's saying that this water inside is made out of 5 full water bottles here. So you can write there the same methods. Length, breadth, height. Tank. This is empty tank. Is 25 centimeter long, 23 centimeter wide, and 18 centimeter tall. This is empty. Okay, on page 156. Then it says when it's 1/3 full, you realize that the length, breadth, height. This one still 25. This one still 23. This one is the important one. What would this be? Very good. How do you get 6? 1/3 times 18 centimeter or 18 divided by 3. Now, you realize that, yes, I probably need fractions of fraction of set times fraction times the whole number of this. But if you feel scared of this, think about how you can divide it in parts. You also get is 6 centimeter. Right? From here, I need this information. I know that this information goes into 5 bottles. So ultimately, I find this multiplied by this multiplied by 6. 25 centimeter times 23 centimeter times 6 centimeter, which is the height of this 1/3. Then I divide by 5 bottles. Is it okay? Not too difficult, right? So the greatest challenge is when you see a lengthy problem and you want to turn away from it. Okay, first of all, is fine. Now the last tip I can give you is like, for example, this one. Then this one I can also write down the same thing. Length, breadth, height. Water in tank. Length, breadth, height. Cube. This is page 100. So this set I call annotation. I write down this little notes to help me to decide what action to take. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Okay, anyway, these solutions are out. Okay, finally I will leave out the worksheet now. Can you open up? And in here.